Okay, I think I'm live, but I don't know for sure. Pretty sure I am. Let me get, okay, I see me now. Let me pull it up so I can see y'all's comments. If you are gonna be here with me live, say, hey, let me know that you are here. Whether you are live or you are catching the replay, I am excited to have you guys. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Happy Tuesday. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful week so far. So I've got a training today. I think this is extremely important, okay? It is extremely important, all right? Your internal or your external world is going to be a direct reflection of the world living within you, your vessel. You are creating your reality, okay? So there are certain things within you that has to be foundationalized in order for your external world to feel safe, secure, good foundation, nothing. And so that you're not like, like something can't just like be thrown at you and like break you down, right? Like nothing can flick you. And like you are so rock solid inside that the exterior cannot bring you down. Like you will not slow down. You will not give up. You will keep going because it doesn't matter what life might throw your way. What's inside is going to be strong enough so that you don't allow whatever happens externally to break you down. Because here's the thing, okay? It's not about never being treated poorly again. It's about being so strong in your own self-worth that it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter if you weren't being treated right. Like, it's not that it doesn't matter. It's not that you don't deserve it, but it wouldn't affect you. It wouldn't affect how you feel. It wouldn't affect your happiness, your joy, your fulfillment. It wouldn't, that's what I mean by it wouldn't matter how people, if people disrespect you, it won't affect you if you are respecting yourself. I hope that that's making sense. So if you guys are here with me, let me know, say hey in the comments, whether you're catching me live or on the replay. I'd love to hear from you guys. And I'm going to give you guys a few steps that I use that I have mastered, right? Like these are things that I focus on every single day to make sure that my internal success is rock solid. So that way, no matter what crap the world may try to throw at me, I will get through it. I will make it to the other side, right? Okay, so these are the things that I do. I'm going to go over them in some detail with you guys so that you guys can have an idea of what internal success might look like. And you can customize it or whatever, but these are general rules of thumb to carry to create it. Hey, Abigail, I am so glad you are here. I hope you guys are pumped. I hope you guys are excited as I am. I love being here with you guys. I love sharing with you guys. So I'm glad you guys are here, whether you're live or the replay. So again, it's not about never being treated badly again. It's about you having your own self-worth being so strong and your own self-respect and self-love so strong that you can just send love and compassion to those who can't do that for you, right? Because that just is their inability to show respect and love is a direct reflection of their inability to show respect and love to themselves, right? So if it's true for one, it's true for all of us, right? At least in this category of whatever we're projecting and putting out into the world is a direct reflection of what we put into ourselves. We are what we consume, right? This goes deeper than food. It's how we speak. It's our behaviors. It's our habits. It's what we watch on TV. It's all of it. We are who we are because of how we behave, how our habits, how we treat ourselves, right? And it shows in our relationship and how we show up in the world, right? So it's not about never doubting yourself again either, right? So being able to create success doesn't mean that all of a sudden stress, challenges, problems, self-doubt, being disrespected, it doesn't mean all of that is just gonna disappear. It's how you handle it that changes. Successful people are not successful because they don't have stress, because they don't doubt themselves, because they don't fear or have, they don't get worried, they don't get anxiety, right? That's not real. What the difference between someone with fear, stress, and anxiety and a successful person with fear, stress, and anxiety is they know how to work through it. And the steps I'm going to share with you guys today are the things that make it possible for me to always work through stress, challenges, self-doubt, negative behaviors, habits that I might get stuck in, right? It doesn't matter because I'm human. We're always going to we're going to fall off and we're going to have to get back on, right? There's this ebbs and flow of life. There's never like a straight, perfect line. It's not about never falling off. It's not about these things. It's not about being perfect, guys. It's not about being perfect. You can have the relationship you want, the health you want, the career you want, the financial situation that you want, and not be perfect. Okay, so it's not about being perfect. It's about how you handle the hard times. It's about how you let the hard times, the challenges, the problems, the stress to affect you. Okay, so there are 3 things. Okay, so if you guys are taking notes, please take notes. These are the 3 things. They're simple, right? Simple doesn't always mean easy, but they're in simple form so you can practice them. These are 3 things that I do to create and to nurture and to maintain internal success so that my external success can be followed with it, can be reflected and projected into my external world. Okay, so the first thing, number 1, this is the most important one. They're all important, but this is one very important where I started. Trade criticism for curiosity. Okay, how you talk to yourself and what you tell yourself is important, right? If you have made mistakes, if you feel like you're not doing something right, or if you're afraid it's not going to work, right? Chances are good. We need to take a look at it, right? This is not trying to attack you. This is not trying to be your enemy. We need to get curious about our fears. We need to get curious about the mistakes we make. We need to get curious about the things that we do in our life that are not working. They're not working because there's something to be learned, right? And the more we can get curious about the things we might criticize ourselves about, or the things that we might not feel good enough in, right? Number 1 is there any lessons that we can learn here? Is there any validation in this fear? Is there any validation in the criticism? How can we become better from it, right? How can we trade criticism? Instead of criticizing ourselves and beating ourselves up and putting all this pressure, that, how can we kind of feel our feelings and go in and ask, what can we learn from this? Or what is this criticism trying to tell me? Is there a message here that it's trying to tell me, right? Because it's just, here's the thing. When we reframe criticism for something, instead of looking at when we criticize ourselves as something that's trying to tear us down, and we reframe it to something that's trying to help us be better, right? We have these things, and if we look at them like they're enemies, if we look at them like they're trying to attack us, then that's when anxiety, that's when depression, that's when self-doubt, that's when all this stuff boils over to the surface, and we end up not being productive. We end up putting things to the side. We end up maybe giving up. We end up maybe closing our business or stopping or whatever right before. And here's the thing, we might stop right before we're about to have the breakthrough. And it's because we thought we were afraid. We didn't want to look at the criticisms that were coming our way as anything helpful, as anything beneficial to us. Okay. So how can you trade criticism for curiosity? How can you see those moments of criticism differently? Now, here are some things that might help with that, right? So number 1 is what I do. This is one of the most empowering things that I do for myself when I first started, when I was having a lot of criticism for myself. Okay, so if I would say, oh, I can't do that. Oh, I don't know how to do that. Oh, I'm not smart enough for this. Or, oh, this blah, blah, blah. I don't look good. I'm not skinny enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not blah, 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 right? If I would criticize myself, right? Again, number 1, these criticisms might be just trying to give me a message of what maybe I can improve in my life, right? Number 1, what, instead of looking at like how they're trying to bring me down, how are they trying to make me improve, right? Number 2, the thing that got me the quickest to improvement, to self-improvement in those areas where I was criticizing myself, because here's the thing, if you take the message of improvement and you do that, you stop criticizing yourself because you're improving. And you start to feel that, and you start to feel proud of yourself, and different chemicals start to be produced, and your cells start to change, right? So instead of stress and instead of the need for improvement, you're feeling fulfilled. You're feeling, Tony Robbins says a happy person is a person who is always growing, right? So if there are things that you're kind of criticizing or you're not happy with about yourself, right? What's the message it's trying to tell you? And what can you do to improve? The quickest way that I have been able to step into personal development or improvement in certain areas is I'll start to ask the question, why is the opposite true? Right? So I'll say, like, let's say I'm not smart enough or capable to do this. I'll say, how am I already smart enough to do this or capable enough to do this? Why am I already? Why am I capable? How can I be capable? What happens is your brain, its literal job is to answer questions. So if you start asking questions of the opposite manner to help you figure out the solution or to help you identify, why you are capable or why you are this or that and the other thing, right? What's going to happen is your brain's going to start looking for evidence of when you already do it and you're not even acknowledging it, right? Because chances are good you do it at some degree, but you're not acknowledging it enough because you're not doing it more than you are doing it, and you're acknowledging that too much. There's a scale of what I can't do versus what I can do. And usually when we're in over criticism mode, we're leaning on the scale of what's going wrong, what can I not do, what's like how, and blah, 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 right? But if we lean to the scale of what can I do, what am I capable of, what am I already doing right, we start to build that. We start to build that momentum. We start to build trust in ourselves. We start to build acceptance in ourselves. We start to build self-esteem. We start to build an ability to create that energy and take action again, because the more mistakes we make, if we look for those opportunities to learn and we focus on what we can do, what we are capable of, and what's going well, we're okay. We can get through it. We can work through it. We can manage the mistakes and not let them feel like they're taking over us or that we failed and we have to stop. We have to give up. We have to back up because we're going to be rejected. We're going to be embarrassed, right? So trading criticism for curiosity. Step one. What do you think of? Number two, what do you think when you think of you, right? How you see yourself is incredibly important. This is kind of play on to part one, right? So if you have beliefs about yourself, or if you have fears about your capabilities or what you can do in your life, right? How can you nurture yourself through them, right? Think about this. I always tell my clients, if you are feeling like you're not good enough, other people's needs are more important than yours, I'm not important enough to be heard, whatever the case may be, whether it's in the workplace, in your romantic relationship, or in your health, right? Like, I'm not capable of being disciplined enough to work out or eat healthy, right? Like, blah, 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 whatever the bull crap excuse that we're telling ourselves that we can't do or that we're afraid to do, right? How can we nurture ourselves through it, right? What if a child was having this fear or having this doubt? How would you help them through it, right? Your inner child is carrying these beliefs that are manifesting into your subconscious. And this can happen so easily. This can happen on the playground when you are 7 years old, at school. This can happen because you're at home and you didn't do your chores right. It can happen so easily. It doesn't always have to be a major event that's happened in your life. It could literally happen because of the way your schoolmates treated you, your teachers treated you, your parents treated you. It doesn't matter. Even if you know as an adult, oh, they meant their best, or whatever, your inner child didn't understand that. Your inner child might not have understood that what your adult brain does. So that's why it can manifest as, I'm not capable of this. Oh, I'm going to be embarrassed. Oh, I need to take a step back, or I'm going to be rejected, right? Because you might have had a small experience like that as an inner child. Your inner child did not get what they needed at that time. Now it is your time to reparent yourself and give that inner child what they need as an adult. Okay, so when you have these fears, when you have these self-doubt, when you have these whatever, right? When you have these moments of I can't do it, that is just your inner child coming up needing some reassurance. That is your inner child coming up saying, hey, I'm scared. I don't know if I can do this. I'm freaking out, right? Like, what can your inner adult do to help nurture her through it? She's not here to attack you. She's not here to tell you how much you suck. She's not here to do the things that you might think she's doing. She's not your enemy. She's your inner child, and she just needs you to be like, give her the facts. Tell her you can do it. Say, if we mess up, it's going to be okay, right? Let her know it's okay not to be perfect, right? She might have an idea somewhere deep embedded in her that she has to be perfect or it can't work. right? And then she might tell you, oh, no, we shouldn't do this. You know, mom and dad or our teachers told us not to do that, right? Like somebody, it doesn't have to be major. It doesn't have to be this big, huge, traumatic event. It can be something as small as when you were a child, someone told you you couldn't do it, or that you shouldn't do it this way, or the way you did it wasn't good enough, right? Even though as your adult brain is like, oh, I understand, they probably didn't mean it like that, right? You rationalized it, right? So you put it to the side, but your inner child is still holding on to that. She didn't understand. Give her what she needs when these things come up. What do you think when you think of you, and how do you treat yourself when those fears, when those thoughts, when those negative beliefs come up? How are you showing up for yourself, right? Be there for that inner child. Number three, the third and final one, be clear on how you want to be treated, and then give it to yourself, right? Think about, if you've got two ways you can do this. Think about people in your life that treat you well, right? The people you love in your life, the people you respect the most, the people who have always been there for you. Think about, and even if they're not perfect, right? Maybe their entirety of how they treat you is not perfect, but look at the people you do love and you look up to, and pick out the things that they do that you love the most. What is your love language? How do you receive love? How do you want to receive love? How do you enjoy receiving love from others? Know this, get clear on it, and then do it for yourself, right? This can be probably the hardest one, as someone who suffered from codependency and feeling like they needed others to feel complete or whatever, and especially people pleasing, right? Like, oh, I live for others, right? These are things that can be hard to work through. But I tell you, if you practice learning what your love language is, learning how you want to be treated by your romantic partner, by your friends, by your family, by your colleagues, and you start treating yourself with the same respect, with the same romance, with the same caring, kindness, doing things for yourself, taking yourself out, buying yourself nice things. It doesn't have to be anything extreme, just small little things, right? Like, I like when my house is taken care of. If I'm with someone and someone helps me take care of my house, that is an amazing feeling. That is like a huge love language of mine. So when I'm on my own, I make sure that my house is taken care of, right? I decide to take on that role. I give myself what I need, right? I'm there for myself. It's something that makes me feel good, because when my house is clean, my mind is clean, and I feel really good. I like baths, right? So like if I was with someone, I'd want someone to run me a nice bath, maybe set it up, put some candles, whatever. I do it for myself. I'm a homebody. I like doing things nice at home, right? Like, figure out what your love language is. Treat yourself how you want to be treated first. And then this way, when a new lover or a new job or whatever attracts your way, if it's not aligned to how you treat yourself, you won't settle for it. You will not settle for anything less. And that creates the foundation strong enough for you to keep going, because you're doing it on your own already. If you are kind to yourself, if you are nurturing your inner child, and if you are treating yourself the way you want to be treated, you will not settle for your physical health. You will not settle in your career. You will not settle in your love relationships or your relationships in general. Every single time, you will make sure that you are showing up as this person and not accepting anything less. You will not settle, okay? So these are the three major steps. These are the three things that I do to make sure that I ensure a successful internal experience. And this allows me to make sure that I am successful externally, right? Because here's the thing, even if I haven't reached my highest thing in 1 or 2 or 3 areas, that doesn't matter. I will not settle, and I will take action, and I will show up, and I will do it. I'm determined, and I have what I need because I create what I need within me first to keep me going. I am my own motivator. I am my own healer. I am my own inner child nurturer. This is what I do for myself, so I do not show up any way, any less. And I have no desire to give up, and I never will, because I'm so fulfilled within myself that I can wait to be fulfilled from the world. I've let it go. I'm not in any hurry to be exactly where I want to be. I don't even have a tie to it. I'm exactly where I need to be right now because I've created it within myself. Success internally creates success externally. So this is so important, you guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's class. And I hope you guys, if you guys have any questions, let me know what you guys thought about today's training. If this was helpful, if you guys enjoyed it, please let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys have any questions or feedback, if this was helpful, I hope you guys were able to take some notes. I hope this was like, I love this so much. I would love to hear from you guys. So that's all I've got for you guys today. You guys are beautiful success warriors. And I am so excited and thankful and happy to be here with you. And I hope you guys really, really enjoyed today's training. Hope you guys were able to take some notes. And that's all I've got for you. I don't see any comments. Maybe there's comments, but I'm not seeing any right now that I can shout out. Besides Abigail, she said, hey to me. Hey, hey, hey. If you're in the replay, if you're watching this live, let me know what you thought. Ask any questions. Say hey to me. I love chatting with you guys. But that's all I've got for you guys today. And I really hope you guys enjoyed it. So I will see you guys next week. And if there are any comments, I will get back to them in the reply. And I'm going to hop off here. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day and week.